Morning, Susie. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Rochelle. I've just taught this Sunday's class.
So we are going to copy Vogue and I'm going to ask you 73 questions. Are you ready?
I'm more than ready.
Are you excited then?
Very excited.
So that's 2 questions in. Okay, so well, the first proper question, what is one word to describe Ilkley Yoga Centre?
Welcoming.
What's the biggest impact yoga has had on you?
Slowed me down.
What is your go-to practice?
Ashtanga.
Everyone knows yoga teachers say, let go on the exhale. What else do yoga teachers say?
Inhale.
Bit of a cop out. Okay, so let's get into your past. Do you remember your first yoga class?
Do I remember my first yoga class? Yes, I do.
What was it like?
It was a bit boring, actually. It was when I was way back in the day when I was at university. It was my first one. And I never went again for a few years, a couple of years.
Do you remember teaching your first class?
Yes.
What was that like?
Nerve-wracking.
Which yoga practice is most like your personality?
I'd say Ashtanga. Keep moving it along.
How long have you practiced for?
Well, obviously I started, a little bit when I was at university, but it wasn't for me. And then I started maybe when I was 25, so getting on for 40 years.
What's your favourite part? Oh gosh, you're old.
Yes, I am old.
What's your favourite part about teaching?
Planning the classes.
What's your worst part about teaching?
I don't. Just making sure that everybody can do something of what I've sort of created.
What would you say to those who don't like yoga?
There's a yoga for everyone and there's a yoga teacher perhaps for everyone, but it's more about the practice than the person that's delivering the teaching.
Is yoga exercise?
No.
Which has been your favourite teacher training course?
Oh, I don't have a favourite because I've got something very different from out of all the ones I've done.
And how many do you think you've done?
How many? I don't know. One, British Wheel, Forest Yoga, structural yoga therapist, so yoga therapy, that's not really a teaching course, that's the therapeutic course. Yoga Nidra, pregnancy yoga, womb yoga, chair yoga, yin yoga, chair yoga, yin yoga. So there's about 10 in there.
Wow. What's your favourite moment in a yoga class?
The centering at the beginning, the settling down.
Is yoga religious?
No.
What does yoga give you?
Peace.
What does it take from you?
Nothing it gives.
What is your strength as a yoga teacher?
I like to think that each class is different.
What is your
Variety.
What is your weakness as a yoga teacher?
Probably say too much.
Or finishing on time?
Oh, finishing on time. Never work with your children or dogs.
Do you like running Ilkley Yoga Centre?
I do, I love it.
Who's your favourite teacher at Ilkley Yoga Centre?
I'm
I'm just kidding.
No comment.
Describe a day in the life of Susie, a typical work day.
A typical work day? Oh gosh, up about 5 a.m, 5:30. A little bit of a stretch, get myself sorted out. If I'm teaching, I look at the class plans that I've done, add something new, take something away, sort out what I'm teaching, come along to the studio and first class.
What's your favourite type of pranayama practice?
I have the Viloma.
What's your favourite type of yoga nidra?
Favourite type of yoga nidra is the self into the future, looking at yourself where you are going into the future.
What's your favourite asana in Sanskrit?
Oh, it isn't Shavasana actually. It is not Shavasana. I would say Viramadrasana A.
How has yoga benefited your life?
It's just an all-rounder. It calms me down. It's an interest, it's a lifestyle, it's my health and well-being.
What advice would you give to a recently qualified yoga teacher?
Dig deep, work hard, turn up for classes, turn up for yourself on the mat.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to start yoga at a local studio?
Go along, try it.
What's the difference between mindfulness, meditation and yoga?
Yoga is mindful when you're completely aware of your body and your breath. That takes practice. Meditation, there's many different kinds of meditation. There's ones where you're focusing on something external and then gradually become internal, focusing on the breath and then focusing on a point, perhaps behind the closed eyes, and to acknowledge that thoughts do drift in and out.
Do you have to be flexible to start yoga?
No.
Why do you teach yoga?
Because yoga's had such a profound effect on my life and I wanted to share that with other people.
Who is your yoga inspiration at the moment?
I've got so many actually. I've got lots of books and I dip in and out of them all.
Leiko's mine.
Okay.
From the Pilates. What is the biggest improvement you're seeing in the yoga industry?
It's getting more widespread and it's growing, which means more people are sharing in it and it's more accessible now than it was 40 odd years ago.
What isn't improving quite as quick enough?
What's not improving is, along with anything that perhaps becomes monetarised, and we've all got heating bills to pay, so that side of it doesn't leave it as open as perhaps I would like it to be.
What advice would you give to a student wanting to be a yoga teacher?
Go for it.
So we're halfway through the questions. Nearly there. What should you look for when choosing a teacher training course apart from the price?
What would I look for? I like the longer classes. I've done both a short class, 200 hours over 4 weeks, and I've done a long 500-hour course over getting on for 3 years. I've done 350-hour courses, again going on for 3 years. The knowledge and the spice of it becomes part of you through the longer class, through the longevity.
What is the biggest preconception of yoga?
You have to be flexible.
What advice would you give a student if they have stagnated on their yoga journey?
It's like with all learning, we come to those learning platforms, so as soon as you get going with anything, it's kind of a high gradient up and then it plateaus out and then it's high gradient up and goes stepwise. Learning's like that. When you're on a plateau, that's when the richness comes in.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to start a practice at home?
Go find a teacher first. Go find a teacher, go to your local studio, and then take that practice to home.
What do you like best about Ilkley Yoga Centre?
I thought we'd done that.
No.
Oh, okay. What do I like best about it? I like it that we've got a lot of teachers offering different styles of yoga, and so there's something for everyone.
What's the best time of day to practice yoga?
I like the early mornings, so 6:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Can you eat before a yoga practice?
You can do, but the twists may be a little bit inhibited. It's best to eat kind of something like a couple of hours before.
Which yoga mat do you recommend?
I like the Maduka ones, personally, but everybody's got a choice. There's loads of mats out there now, and they've all got something for everyone.
Why is it important to have your own yoga mat?
Because your energy goes into it. So if you have your own yoga mat, your energy is in it, and that kind of it's your space.
Is there any such thing as a good yoga teacher?
Yes, there is.
This is the first question I should have asked. What is yoga?
What is yoga? Yoga's different for everyone, and it changes depending on your practice and how long you've practiced. So yoga, for maybe somebody just coming, they're coming for a stretch. Somebody that's been doing it a long time, perhaps they're coming to get in touch with parts of the body that they don't feel. For other people, it's their space, their time to allow yourself to drop into yourself.
How does a student find time to come to class?
There's always time if it's important to you and it's your priority.
Can you come to a class injured?
You can. We give lots of modifications, variations, props to use, and again, it's which part of the pose perhaps you can do.
Can yoga help with confidence and feeling more secure in yourself?
Definitely.
How long does it take to see improvements from yoga mentally?
For some people it's straight away, other people they never. they just come for a stretch, and that's fine. For other people it takes a few times. Everyone's different.
Fab. So now into some health questions. Can you practice yoga on your period?
Some practices say no. I think it depends on the individual. Some people think it's fine too, and it does. The periods don't affect them. Other people have to go to bed for 3 days. I would say you can honour your cycles, and it's how you feel each time.
Does yoga help during menopause and perimenopause?
Most definitely yes.
Can I start yoga when I'm pregnant?
Yes, but during a yoga pregnancy class, you'll be given a lot more individual attention. If you join a group class when you're pregnant, it's best to do that if you're already in a practice.
Does yoga help with incontinence?
Yes, or it can give you the tools to tone up your pelvic floor, so things are a little bit happier. Can
yoga help you conceive?
Can yoga help you conceive? Sex helps you conceive. Intercourse helps you conceive.
Next question. Does yoga help with anxiety and stress?
Definitely yes.
What practice do you wish everyone knew?
Which practice? I think a yoga nidra practice, and also the sun salutations. Whether they're standing or in a chair or wherever you are, sun salutations.
If you could change one thing about the wellbeing industry, what would it be?
I think that would make me very judgmental of the wellbeing industry. There's lots of things labelled well-being, which are, perhaps are a little bit out in the margins there. I think people
bit of a stretch,
but I think people, try different things. If it works for you, then that's great.
Why should I start yoga at Ilkley Yoga Centre?
Because it's a fun, happy place. It's family run, and it's just a nice place to hang out.
Where do I park?
Where do you park? After 6 o'clock, there's on-street parking near. There's booths down the road, which is not far away, I think it's 2 hours free parking. Do go grab a coffee in there though if you do that. And there's obviously in Ilkley Town Centre, and that's payable, or up on Railway Road, and that's by meter payment as well.
What do I wear for my first yoga class?
Loose t-shirt, leggings. There can be baggy leggings, tight leggings, just loose clothing.
Does Ilkley Yoga Centre offer Pilates?
It certainly does. We've got a real good Pilates team, both mat Pilates. We have Tom that's also a physiotherapist that does mat Pilates classes. Nancy does mat Pilates. We've got classes small classes on the Reformer 1-to-1 and duets. and we have Leiko has the reformer and yoga apparatus Pilates.
You said that all wrong. But
Did I?
yeah.
I don't know what it Anyway, there's lots of kit upstairs.
Who do you recommend for sports massage?
Oh, it's got to be Steph. Steph Morris.
What would you say to those who think a yoga class is too expensive?
Well, we've all got our overheads with our businesses, and unfortunately, everything's gone up such a lot lately. We are all aware of that, and like everybody else, yoga teachers have got the bills to pay, and yeah.
Where is next on your personal yoga journey?
I'm actually looking at the Minded Institute yoga, incorporating yoga into psychotherapy and being a psychotherapist.
What's next for this studio?
Yoga teacher training courses start end of September. If anybody wants to know about it, let me know.
Finish these 3 sentences to finish off. I am happiest when?
I'm happiest when I'm on my yoga mat.
Since starting yoga, I have become
More tolerant. Believe it or not.
Yoga makes me feel
relaxed and calm.
Thank you, Susie, for answering 73 questions.
You're very welcome, Michelle.